Have you ever stopped to think about what your ears can reveal about your spiritual purpose? Often, seemingly simple details about ourselves hold deep secrets about our journey and life mission. In this video, we'll explore the signs your ears can indicate, how their shape and position can reflect your unique abilities and spiritual challenges, and how this can guide you to a deeper understanding of who you really are. Get ready for a transformative discovery. I'm James. My own search for meaning and purpose began when I was feeling lost, yearning for a deeper connection with life. On this journey, I learned that there is immense value in sharing experiences and learning from others. Attentive listening is one of the fundamental pillars for understanding our spiritual journey. Our ears, much more than mere organs for hearing, symbolize our ability to perceive inner wisdom and the messages that the universe is constantly sending us. You have to ask yourself, what have you really been listening to? Sometimes the sounds that surround us can be distractions, but at the same time, they can be guides that show us the way forward. In order to cultivate attentive listening, it is essential to create moments of silence amid the chaos of everyday life. Often, we are so caught up in our activities and worries that we forget to listen to our own inner voice. This silence is not just the absence of noise, but a deep space where we can connect with our most authentic self. When we allow ourselves to listen carefully, we begin to pick up whispers of our intuition, which can guide us in directions we never imagined possible. The practice of meditation, for example, is a powerful way of training the mind to listen. By silencing our thoughts, we make room for the wisdom that dwells within us. What's more, it's interesting to note that what we hear from the outside world can often reflect what's inside us. Pay attention to the messages you receive through conversations, music, or even small day-to-day interactions. They may be signs of things you need to recognize or changes you need to consider. By actively listening, you become more aware of what is resonating within you and what is in harmony with your essence. Tuning in to frequencies is an essential aspect of this attentive listening. Each of us has a unique frequency that emanates and attracts certain vibrations and energies. The way we connect with others and the world around us can be a direct reflection of our own frequency. This means that the people and environments we attract are, to a large extent, a representation of what we are vibrating internally. If you feel surrounded by people who are not aligned with your values or who bring negativity, perhaps it's time to reflect on your own vibration. What are you emanating that could be attracting these energies? Sometimes, a simple change in our perception or attitude can completely alter the frequencies we are tuning into. Try doing a self-analysis of your surroundings. How do you feel in each one? What do these sensations reveal about you? The practice of surrounding yourself with people and spaces that raise your vibration can be transformative. Build relationships that feed your soul and seek out environments that promote your spiritual growth. In my own journey, I realized how much tuning into the frequencies around me impacted my journey. By changing social circles and seeking out environments that resonated with my purpose, I noticed a significant increase in my clarity and well-being. This doesn't mean that we should isolate ourselves from people who aren't in tune. On the contrary, our role is often to be the light in denser environments. However, being aware of where and with whom we spend our time is crucial to our spiritual development. It is essential to remember that attentive listening and tuning into frequencies are not skills that can be mastered overnight. They require practice and patience. Give yourself permission to be an eternal learner. Each day, when you wake up, you can commit to being more present and aware of your surroundings. Ask yourself, what is the universe trying to teach me today? What messages are being whispered to me? These reflections can open doors to a deeper understanding of your spiritual purpose. By cultivating attentive listening and tuning into the frequencies around you, you begin to realize that you are always in communication with the universe. And this communication is an ongoing dialogue, where you are both the receiver and the sender. It's also essential to understand that this process is individual and unique to each person. What resonates for one person may not have the same impact on another. So trust your own journey and your own experiences. Don't be afraid to explore, experiment, and, above all, listen to what your heart and intuition have to say. Often, the deepest wisdom comes from within, and your ears are always available to pick up this inner melody. Attentive listening is an invitation to self-knowledge and spiritual connection, a valuable tool that can guide you on your journey. Awakening your intuition and aligning yourself with the frequencies of the universe are essential steps on your spiritual journey. Are you ready to listen to what your heart has to say? The 21-day spiritual challenge could be the guide you need. Find out more about this transformation in the link in the first comment fixed. A reflection of the inside ears are often seen only as instruments of hearing, but they also have a deeper meaning that can help us understand our spiritual state. The shape and health of our ears can, in fact, reflect how we are taking care of ourselves on all levels. When we talk about spiritual well-being, it is important to look at the body as a whole, as it is ultimately a reflection of what is happening inside us. When you look at your ears, think about how you've been treating yourself. Do you allow yourself moments of rest and self-care? Or are you constantly on the move, neglecting your needs? The state of your ears can be an indication of your level of self-care. For example, if you notice that your ears are constantly inflamed or irritated, this could be a sign that there is something deeper that needs attention. Inflammation can reflect not only a physical issue, but also an accumulation of emotional or spiritual stress. In addition, the shape of your ears can symbolize your receptiveness to new ideas and experiences. The shape of your ears can be seen as a metaphor for your willingness to receive and integrate new learning. If you have ears that are open and well-defined, this can indicate an open mind and a willingness to absorb new information. On the other hand, if you feel that your ears are more closed or withdrawn, it may be an invitation to reflect on your degree of openness to new perspectives. The health of your ears is also intrinsically linked to the care you devote to your body. When you eat well, exercise, and take care of your mental health, you naturally become more receptive to what the world and the universe have to offer. Physical and spiritual well-being go hand in hand. So if you want to move forward on your spiritual journey, start by taking care of your body. This can include practices such as meditation, yoga, or simply spending more time in nature. Each of these activities helps to create an inner space conducive to healing and receiving new experiences. In my own experiences, I've noticed that when I dedicate myself to taking care of my body, the world around me changes. Mental clarity increases, creativity flows, and the connection with spirit becomes more evident. Physical health is not just a question of appearance, it's a question of energy. When we are vibrating at a high frequency, we attract experiences and people who resonate with that energy. So taking care of your ears, and by extension your body, is a direct reflection of your spiritual state. Openness to new ideas. A willingness to learn new things is one of the keys to spiritual evolution. Our ears, in their form and function, symbolize this openness. They are our channel to the outside world, but also to the inner world. Ask yourself, how open are you to new experiences and ideas? Are you willing to listen to different voices, to consider new perspectives, or are your closed beliefs and opinions blocking this connection? When we talk about openness, it's important to recognize that this doesn't mean accepting everything without question. True openness is a conscious practice of active listening and discernment. It means being willing to listen to what others have to say, but also having the wisdom to filter out what really resonates with your inner truth. Through the practice of attentive listening, you can discover treasures of knowledge and wisdom that were previously hidden. On my journey, I realized that the most enriching experiences came when I was willing to step out of my comfort zone. A conversation with someone who has a different worldview can open new doors of understanding. Attending workshops, reading books by different authors, or even traveling to unknown places can expand your perception and enrich your spiritual journey. Each new idea or experience is an opportunity for growth. Also, keep in mind that openness to new ideas is not only about what you learn, but also about what you share. By opening yourself up to new perspectives, you also become a channel for sharing your own experiences. Your wisdom can be a beacon for others who are seeking the same kind of growth. The exchange of ideas is a two-way street that enriches everyone involved. Be attentive to the signals the universe sends you. Often, these messages come disguised as casual conversations or moments of reflection. Be willing to listen not just with your ears, but with your heart and mind. This deep listening can guide you towards new paths that you never imagined existed. The practice of meditation can be a powerful tool in this regard. By allowing yourself moments of silence and introspection, you create a space for new ideas and inspirations to emerge. Meditation not only calms the mind, but also opens the door to the inner wisdom that resides within you. By slowing down, you can hear the subtle messages that are often overshadowed by the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Finally, remember that opening up to new ideas is an ongoing process. Life is a journey of constant learning. Every day brings new lessons and opportunities to expand your worldview. By committing to this openness, you will not only be enriching your own life, but also contributing to the spiritual evolution of everyone around you. So allow yourself to be an eternal learner, opening your ears and your heart to what the universe has to offer. Silence is a powerful spiritual tool. In a world full of noise and distractions, it is in this space that the answers to your deepest questions can emerge. By creating a space of silence in your life, you are not only shutting out external noise, but you are also allowing yourself an internal dialogue. This conversation with yourself is fundamental. It's where you can explore your fears, desires, and longings. Try dedicating a few minutes of your day to this practice. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Allow your mind to calm down and be present in the moment. Observe the thoughts that arise. Don't judge them, just listen. You may be surprised at the clarity that emerges when the mind quiets down and the heart speaks. This practice can be done anywhere, at home, in nature, or even during a walk. The important thing is to allow yourself this space for reflection. Once you get used to listening to this inner silence, you'll realize that it brings answers that we often seek outside of ourselves. Silence is an invitation to self-knowledge, an opportunity to understand that true wisdom does not come from the outside world, but from connecting with our inner self. This connection is vital for aligning your actions and intentions with your spiritual purpose. Now, let's talk about listening to the heart. We are often faced with difficult decisions, dilemmas, and uncertainties in our lives. At such times, we tend to seek outside advice, listen to the opinions of others, or get lost in a tide of information. However, it's your heart that really knows what's best for you. Your ears, as message receivers, remind us of the importance of listening to this inner wisdom. Listening to your heart is an act of courage. Often, what it tells us may not make sense to reason or to what society expects of us. However, by following the voice of the heart, you align yourself with your true essence. This takes practice and sometimes a little patience. You can begin to cultivate this skill by paying attention to the emotions that arise in certain situations. How do you feel about a decision? What does your heart say when you imagine yourself following a specific path? I encourage you to reflect on your experiences. Think back to a time when you decided to follow your heart, even if it went against logic. What was that experience like? What did you learn from listening to that inner voice? Often, these decisions bring a deep sense of fulfillment and peace. One practice that can help in this process is heart-focused meditation. Find a quiet space, breathe deeply, and bring your attention to the heart area. Ask yourself, what does my heart desire? And then allow yourself to listen. Don't worry about immediate answers. Sometimes the wisdom of the heart reveals itself slowly, as you open yourself up to listening. Listening attentively to the heart also involves recognizing your emotions. Our emotions are valuable guides. They show us what is in resonance with our truth and what is not. Be open to feeling, to welcoming your emotions without judgment. Acknowledging what you feel is an essential step towards understanding what your heart really desires. Also, consider how communication with others relates to this practice. We often listen to what others have to say, but rarely allow ourselves to be listened to. When you open yourself up to sharing what's in your heart, you create a space for others to do the same. This exchange is a powerful way of connecting with the world around you and realizing that you are not alone on your journey. By listening to your heart, you also become more aware of the synchronicities that occur around you. When you are aligned with what you feel, you begin to notice signs, coincidences, and opportunities that might previously have gone unnoticed. These synchronicities are often interpretations from the universe, confirming that you are on the right path. In summary, Connecting with silence and listening to the heart are essential practices for spiritual growth. They allow us to get in touch with our essence, guide us in our decisions, and cultivate a more authentic life. By dedicating time to these practices, spiritual communication is an essential aspect of our inner journey. Our ears, as sensitive receptors, connect us not only to the physical world, but also to the spiritual. When we talk about how we communicate with the spiritual world, we are referring to an internal and external dialogue that guides and shapes us. Firstly, it is essential to understand that spiritual communication is not limited to what we hear, but includes what we feel and intuit. Often, messages from the universe manifest as intuitions or sensations that lead us to act or reflect. Your body, and especially your ears, are receptors of these vibrations. When you allow yourself to listen not only with your ears but also with your heart, you open yourself up to a vast field of possibilities. Reflect on your daily practices. How do you communicate with your inner self? Do you take time to meditate and listen to your own voice? Often, we get so caught up in external noise that we forget to tune in to our own needs and desires. Attentive listening is a form of communication. By silencing your mind and listening to what comes from within, you can receive valuable guidance on your next steps. In addition, the way you communicate with others can also provide insights into your spiritual journey. Pay attention to your conversations. Do you feel connected when you share your spiritual experiences? The words you choose can reflect what you value and what you feel is your purpose. When you express yourself authentically, you not only communicate with others, but also confirm your own truth. Another important aspect of spiritual communication is the importance of active listening. Often, we listen only to respond, rather than really absorbing what is being said. When we dedicate ourselves to truly listening, we can pick up messages that are essential for our growth. This applies not only to human interactions, but also to the messages we receive from the environment and the universe. Being attentive to what people say about you can reveal truths that you haven't yet explored. For example, if friends and family frequently mention your empathy or your ability to help others, this could be an indication that your spiritual mission is connected to service and compassion. These external observations can illuminate aspects of your purpose that you didn't realize before. Thus, communication is not only about what you say or hear, but also about how interactions shape your understanding of yourself. The importance of feedback. The feedback we receive from others is a powerful tool in our spiritual journey. We often have a limited view of ourselves, and other people's perceptions can help us realize qualities, talents, and potentials that we don't recognize. In this sense, the ears represent not only the ability to listen, but the willingness to accept and reflect on the opinions and feelings of others. When someone pays you a compliment or offers constructive criticism, how do you react? It's easy to become defensive or insecure, but if you can open yourself up to receiving this information, there can be great growth. Feedback is a reflection of how you are perceived in the world and can help you align your actions with your spiritual purpose. This requires humility and self-knowledge. By accepting that you are not an isolated being, but part of a network of interactions, you allow yourself to evolve. A practical exercise you can try is to ask for honest feedback from people you trust. Ask them what they see as your strengths and where they believe you can improve. Listen with an open heart, without judgment. Often, the answers may surprise you and lead you to a new understanding of yourself. What they perceive may be a clue to your purpose, something you've always had inside but never fully explored. What's more, feedback doesn't just have to come from the people around you. Nature also speaks. Pay attention to what the outside world communicates to you. Do you feel at peace in certain environments or uncomfortable in others? These sensations are valuable feedback on where you should be and what you should avoid. For example, if you feel energized after spending time in nature, this may indicate that your spirituality is deeply connected to the natural world. Another way to receive feedback is through meditation and personal reflection. Take moments to connect with your inner self and ask yourself, what do I really want? And how can I align my actions with my purpose? The answers may not come immediately, but with time and practice, you will begin to notice patterns and receive insights that will guide you. Finally, Remember that the spiritual journey is unique to each of us. The feedback you receive should be interpreted through your own lens. Not every opinion needs to be followed. Use your discernment to understand what resonates and what doesn't apply to you. In doing so, you become the author of your own story, using the experiences and perceptions of others as a guide. Spiritual communication and the importance of feedback go hand in hand. As you become more aware of how you communicate with yourself and others, you open up to a deeper understanding of your purpose and mission in this life. Be willing to listen, learn, and grow, and remember that every interaction is an opportunity to connect with the divine and your own essence. The ear as an antenna is a powerful metaphor that reminds us of our ability to pick up on the energies and vibrations around us. We have all at some point felt a sense of discomfort, or, on the contrary, welcome when we find ourselves in a certain environment or interacting with certain people. This is because our ears, and consequently our auditory perception, play a vital role in our ability to discern what is beneficial or not for our spiritual path. By looking at our ears as antennae, we are recognizing that we are sensitive and intuitive beings. This sensitivity allows us to tune into the energies around us. For example, when you enter a place where there are heated discussions or tensions, you are likely to feel a tightness in your chest or unease. On the other hand, in a peaceful and harmonious environment, you may feel an inner peace. This ability to read energies is a skill that can be perfected. The practice of being aware of the vibrations around us is essential. What you hear influences not only what you think, but also how you feel and act. One way to cultivate this skill is to dedicate time to meditation and introspection. Sit down in a quiet space and start paying attention to the sounds around you. It's not just about listening, but feeling the vibrations these sounds bring. This practice not only improves your capacity for discernment, but also strengthens your connection with your spiritual purpose. Another way of using your ears as antennae is to pay attention to the conversations you have and the messages the universe may be sending you. Often, what we hear from other people, be it advice, criticism, or praise, can be a reflection of what we need to hear on our path. Be open to these exchanges. They can serve as beacons, illuminating aspects of your life that need to be adjusted or deepened. By actively listening, you may notice patterns that previously went unnoticed and which are fundamental to your spiritual growth. In addition, it's important to consider that not all the energies we pick up are beneficial. As antennae, we have a responsibility to filter what we receive. This means that we need to be selective about the information and influences we allow into our lives. If you notice that certain music, conversations, or environments are draining your energy or causing anxiety, it may be time to step away. Spiritual protection is essential to keep your vibration high and your emotional health up to date. By understanding your ears as antennae, you also take an active role in your spiritual journey. Attentive listening is not just passive reception, it's a call to action. When you identify a vibration that resonates with your essence, you ask yourself, how can I incorporate this into my life? This impulse to act can manifest in various ways. Perhaps you feel the need to get involved in a social project, dedicate yourself to a spiritual practice, or even change your daily routine. These actions are powerful responses to the vibrations you have picked up. The call to action goes beyond just reacting to what's around you. It's an invitation to be proactive in your life. Sometimes, what we hear and feel leads us to question the status quo in our lives. A restlessness may arise, a desire for change that cannot be ignored. At such times, it is essential to ask yourself what your soul really wants. Inner listening is a powerful tool that can guide you towards actions that are aligned with your purpose. A practical example can help illustrate this. Imagine you've heard someone talking about a volunteer project that touches your heart deeply. If your ears picked up this message and you felt a resonance, this could be a sign that this path is relevant to you. It's not just about listening, it's about acting. You may feel a call to become more actively involved in your community or to support a cause that reflects your values. This connection between listening and acting is fundamental. By aligning your actions with what you hear, you not only honor your own experiences, but also contribute to the greater good. In doing so, you begin to realize that your spiritual journey is not a solitary one, but part of a vast fabric of human experiences. Every action you take, Every vibration you tune into reverberates not only in your life, but in the universe as a whole. In short, your ears are more than listening instruments. They are powerful tools for your spiritual journey. By seeing them as antennae that pick up energies and vibrations, you become more aware of the world around you and your role in it. Be open to the messages the universe sends you and allow them to inspire you to act. Remember that every step you take towards your purpose is a contribution to universal harmony. Listen carefully, feel deeply, and allow your life to resonate with the vibrations that really matter.